Hey everybody, it's Craig with Clipscribe, and at one point I was making video content using my smartphone. I thought that was the way that I wanted to go, and so today I want to talk about why I stopped making video content on my smartphone and what I switched to and why. So at one time, I was creating video content in a little office space that I had. It was actually at my home, and I had the weirdest setup going on. I had a painting easel that I would set my smartphone up on, but because I wanted to film with the back of my phone because the camera was higher quality, especially back then, because I think this was like an iPhone 7. But when I filmed that way, I couldn't see myself, in the screen. So I had to rig like a mirror behind the phone. It was like a little bathroom mirror, so I could look at myself in the reflection of the mirror as it was showing me what my screen looked like. And then the audio was a whole nother situation because I wanted to record audio with a microphone. And because it was an iPhone that no longer had a microphone input jack, I had to have this daisy chain of cables going on to try to get the audio to record at the same time as the video. It was just a bunch of drama. And actually, the time that I really thought about starting Clipscribe was a time when I was also on my smartphone trying to manually type in subtitles into some app that I was using. And that was when I was like, man, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So I eventually switched over and wanted to start recording my videos, what I would call in computer rather than in camera. So what is the difference? Which is better, shooting in computer or shooting in camera? And really, what is the difference between those? So in camera is when you have either your smartphone or you have a video camera and you are recording straight into that device. It's got a memory card in there. It's got something it's storing the video on. And then once it's done, you have to get that video wherever you need it to go to work on it. So what does it mean to shoot in computer? In computer means that you're shooting into a camera or a device, but it's going straight into your computer. I mean, it could be your laptop or your desktop. So instead of it going into a mobile device, it's going to go into your big boy computer or big girl computer. So what are the benefits of each of these, and why did I end up switching away from mobile? And really, this is about which route you might want to pick, or maybe you want to switch, or maybe you're diehard in the camp that you're already in. So what are the benefits of shooting in camera? One thing is that most smartphones have better quality video capabilities than a webcam does. And so a lot of times people are shooting on webcams and they ask me about it, or they ask me about how they can improve their video. And a lot of times I say, shoot on your smartphone, because webcams are notoriously bad. And unless you have, even the newer ones are often not that great. So you can often get a much better quality video out of a smartphone than out of a webcam, and sometimes out of smartphone than out of like a higher level, like video camera or DSLR. So that's one reason. Another reason is that mobility, of course. Mobility is an obvious one, because especially if you're the type of person that just, you're out and about and you need to make a video, okay? And I know a lot of you are that person. There's really nothing you can do about that. Yeah, it's unlikely you're going to lug around a laptop and hook it up every time. And I totally get that. And if you're the on the go person who's shooting video content everywhere you are, it's almost guaranteed that the smartphone is the right way to go for you. And that's really about that. Not really much else to say about it. The other reason would be what I call app availability. Obviously, smartphones have a lot of apps that you can use, and some of you might heavily depend on some of those apps to shoot your video content. And so that's understandable as well, and why you might want to use, a smartphone over shooting in camera. So as far as your in-computer benefits, what are some of the reasons you might shoot in computer? Okay, if you have a structured setup, then shooting in computer might be the way to go for you. If you have a little studio you've made, if you have lighting set up, you have audio already set up, and you don't want to have to constantly be readjusting and setting that stuff up, then shooting in computer, desktop, laptop might be a better way to go for you. You can use apps like OBS, and I'm going to show you an example of that. That's what I use, and I said like OBS. It could be any kind of streaming or recording app. It could be you use Zoom. You do a lot of interviews, StreamYard, whatever. You have access to those apps. And I personally, like I said, I use OBS. It's mainly a streaming app, but you can also record. This gives me all kinds of flexibility. The ability to do these kind of things right here on the fly is huge for me, because I'm just not a fan of having to add stuff after the fact. I want to make my video and pretty much be done with it, apart from, putting it in ClipScribe and making a few edits. That's all I really want to do, because I'm not trying to make Steven Spielberg film here. I'm trying to make content and reach an audience. And then if you use apps like ClipScribe, having your camera go straight into your computer so that you can then take that video and upload it straight to wherever you want to, is a big thing, because if it's on your smartphone, a lot of times you need to transfer it off. You, in my opinion, you need to prep it. Like if you're shooting in raw video on a smartphone or on a DSLR, that video is not portable. Raw video, the really big video files, they're really not meant to be uploaded or transferred through the web. So you really need to convert that into like an H.264 codec, an MP4. And so it's just some drama and steps you generally need to go through on your smartphone. However, on a desktop, like for instance, when I shoot my video like I'm doing now on OBS, when it finishes, it automatically converts that video for me. I have nothing I need to do but just to upload it to ClipScribe. So it's very convenient. Okay. Another thing, the fourth thing here is that you can easily hook up pro audio gear to your computer. And like I said, it's not as easy when you're doing that with a smartphone for a number of reasons, depending on the type of phone. I have professional, I would say prosumer level audio gear. I've got my mixing board over here. My microphones go into it. If I need to add something else into it, it's easy, and it all goes straight into my computer, and it records it all at the same time, so I'm not having to go back later on and sync the audio up. Again, I'm looking for just the easiest way to create content. I don't know about you, but creating video content is not easy for me. It is something that I can easily put off. And so getting rid of as much friction as possible is important to me. And then finally, and I kind of already mentioned this, you can easily utilize other apps and expand your hardware and software. And here's another example where something else you can do with OBS that I use, I'm looking over here because that's where my monitor is you can expand it in so many ways. And I use OBS a lot of times as a virtual camera, which means my video will go into OBS and then I can send it over to Zoom or I can send it over to StreamYard and record it at the same time. So I can get really great quality original video go into my hard drive while I'm also streaming that video, to one of these other software platforms like Zoom or StreamYard, which is super convenient. I did a live video the other day, and I'm able to record the original video without anything on it, but I also sent it over to StreamYard, and I was able to put, the banner on it and my logo on it. I didn't want that stuff on my original video, so I'm able to get the best of both worlds there. So what is best for you? Again, it really depends on what your goals are. Are you the mobile? Are you the run and gun type? Then shooting on your mobile is probably the way to go for you. If you like to have a more structured setup, I highly recommend trying to have a space where you go and you make your video content every time you make videos. It'll make your life easier. You can set it and forget it. And then you have access to these other software apps that, can really help you kind of up your game and make things easy for you. So that's why I stopped making video content with my smartphone. Let me know about you. What do you do? Are you a mobile phone only? Are you a hybrid? What do you like to do? Let me know in the comments, and also let me know if you have any questions below. And if this video was helpful, please like it. I'd appreciate it. This is Craig Lillard with ClipScribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you on another video.